Okay, so I was supposed to receive a phone call this morning to tell me whether or not I'd been granted an advanced payment to tide me over until the JSA claim had gone through properly. They didn't bother to call me. I had to call them 2 hours after I was supposed to receive the call. So I was supposed to get the call about 11:30. By 1:30 I was like, oh, where's my phone call? So I got onto them to find out that it had been declined because my habitual residency test hadn't been fully completed. And I said, well, hang on a minute. I said, I brought in all the form, all the paperwork and everything to prove residency. And I basically got told, yeah, because it's, because the claim is still pending, it's still in process and whatnot, they haven't made a decision on that, so it's been rejected for that reason. So I then spent a couple of extremely stressful hours on the phone, ringing this place, that place, getting bumped from pillar to post, only to find out that there is absolutely squat all that I can do about it. So yeah, effectively, I've not had any income for 2 weeks. Obviously I don't have a Triffitt lot. Excuse me. The initial plan to go to the Modified Nationals and Hot Rod car show tomorrow is completely out of the question because, yeah, it costs 20 quid to get in. And there's no way that I can, reasonably spend that kind of money on the car show when, I've got the worry of gas credit, electric credit and everything. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I asked the job centre, I said, look, I've been receiving ESA benefit for a number of years now. I had incapacity before that, and way before that I've had JSA before. They told me that none of that counts towards, that doesn't even, it's not even taken into consideration when deciding a residency, habitual residency. As I was told, is they just want to make sure, excuse me, they just want to make sure that I didn't just come here to claim benefits. So I told them, I said, look, I came here as a child. I'm 38 years old now, but I came here when I was about 6 or 7. So I didn't just come here to claim benefits, I came here to live with my family. Of course, falls on deaf ears. We can't do anything. It's the law. It's this, it's that. Yeah, basically they just do not give a crap. They really don't. So yeah, I mean, today was like day 2 of serious amounts of stress, me getting upset. Excuse me, that's part of the reason why I'm yawning. I always get sleepy after I get seriously upset and weep and so forth. And yeah, just, yeah, basically the government just does not give a crap. So in light of that, I'm pretty much stuck until, I mean, I got told it would take about 2 weeks for the JSA claim to completely go through to see whether or not they'll actually award me it. So yeah, it looks as though it's going to be what? Well, it's going to be what, 2 weeks from Monday. I might as well say 2 weeks from Tuesday. 2 weeks from Tuesday, so yeah, I probably won't get a response to that for another week. And yeah, in the meantime, they're not paying me anything. They're not giving me any money. It's ridiculous. And the thing is when I say to them, look, what am I supposed to do to support myself? Literally, they palm you off to somebody else. So that's effectively what's been happening all day today, is one department's palmed me off to another one, and then that department has said, nope, it's down to the council, and then the council have said, nope, we don't do that anymore, it's Citizens Advice Bureau, and then you go through to them, and they're like, nah, what you're looking for don't exist. And the only way that they could help would be a food parcel, and, you know, you take in your gas and electric key and card, and they'll put a bit of credit on it. The only problem is you actually have to get to the offices to do that, which requires going by bus, because there's no way that I can walk to town. There's just no way. I mean, that's like about a 3-mile walk at least to get there. And I mean, even if I did manage it, I would be in serious amounts of pain by the time I got there. I'm expected at the job centre again next week on a Thursday for signing. How they expect me to get there, I don't know. I've sent off an email. She probably won't see it. I've sent an email to my advisor. She probably won't see it till Tuesday. Bank holiday weekend. Yeah. They'd love to pick the worst possible times of, you know, to do any of this. I mean, I got so completely stressed out about it that I decided to send off an email to the local MP to say, look, you know, the system really needs to be looked at. You know, they need to get their backsides in gear. I said, because, you know, at the end of the day, I've got indefinite leave to remain. I've had it since I was a child. I know. I mean, God, I've been here for like over, it's about, what, 31 years now? Something like that. It's just insane. I sent off my very first job application, obviously in a decade. Granted, it's only for 5 hours a week, but I figure if I can at least get that, then it would be a stepping stone towards, you know, getting something that's more full-time, or, you know, I can work other part-time stuff around it, I guess. But yeah, that was pretty nerve-wracking as well, because they ask you for employment history, they ask you for what grades you got at school, and I'm like, dude, I can't remember that far back for something like that. Stressful. And then they want references, and I mean, like, the only references I can supply are personal references, because I've not had a job for over a decade. It's just, they really need to change the system. They really do, because the system is completely flawed, and it is just no good to anybody. Truly. I mean, how anybody gets anything to survive on, I will never understand. On another note, my dear friend Danny has requested that I talk about the tattoo that I've got. Now, those who know me best know that I'm needle phobic. Basically, I mean, I'm going back to early 2002. Must have been roughly about May-ish, something like that. I decided I was going to try and overcome my fear of needles, and my decision was to, you know, my idea was to get a tattoo. Now, there was kind of a double reason for the tattoo. The main one was to try and overcome my fear of needles. The secondary reason was I felt threatened by the fact that my husband was paying way too much attention to a young girl at work who had tattoos, and I got it stuck in my brain that if I had a tattoo, then perhaps he would stop paying so much attention to her and start paying more attention to me. So I went ahead and decided I was going to get a tattoo. I don't know if I can stretch my shirt down. Not entirely. So, no. Maybe if I do... Hold on. I might be able to get my sleeve all the way up so that you can see it. Yes, it's a bit of shaking around, sorry. But yeah, that is the tattoo that I had done. Now, obviously this is about what? Oh goodness, it's got to be about 14 years old now. When I went into the tattoo parlour, yes darling, when I went into the tattoo parlour, I was looking at the stuff on the walls, and this particular... Shush darling, I'm talking. This particular image on the wall, the the horse was pink with blue hair, and I moved away from it, and I looked at another one that was a great big massive full horse with an American Indian on it and everything, you know. And I saw the colours of that, and I asked the tattoo artist, I said, can I have this pattern but with the colours off of the other one? And he said yes. Now, the reason that I chose the horse is, number one, I love horses. Number two, according to the Chinese New Year, I was born in the year of the horse. So it kind of had a dual meaning for me. I'm actually quite grateful at the fact that I didn't go ahead and get something like, I followed the advice of somebody I worked with, because obviously he had a lot of tattoos, and I used to ask him about them. I used to ask him, what's the pain level like and such like that. And when I mentioned what I was thinking of doing, he advised me, don't get your husband's name tattooed on you. Get your parents' names, family members, like cousins, sisters, brothers, that kind of thing, or your children. But he said, don't get, your partner's name on you, because you can't guarantee that you're always going to be together. And I'm grateful to the fact that he advised me in such a way, and I'm thankful for the fact that I actually chose to take his advice, and I picked something that meant something to me. And so, yeah, this tattoo took 1 hour. It was absolute agony. I cried. I got laughed at because I was crying, and my arm was killing me for the rest of the day. Literally killing me. I couldn't move it or anything without it hurting. So yeah, that is the story behind the tattoo that I have.